Okay, welcome to my playthrough of Fate, a very old Diablo clone from early 2000s. Very popular shareware kind of game. We're gonna do the default difficulty and pick a random name, sure. You have nice custom options for your character. You can even be like an old dude even though you look like a kid. Epic tattoo or glasses or something. And then you can have a pet. You can have a cat or a dog. We're gonna go with a cat.
Since oldest living memory,
I'll let this play
the
out.
dungeon gate has stood in the heart of the old wood. Its doorway leads to infinite possibility, to subterranean lands fabled in stories and myths. Many adventurers have passed over that ancient threshold, some to find fame, glory, and wealth beyond telling, and others never to return. The town of Grove has ever been a safe haven at the dungeon's mouth, a watering hole and resting place for weary adventurers. Here, great tales are told by the inn's fire, journeys are planned, and legacies are made. The minstrels sing of the great feats of heroes long gone, and statues ring the square, a testament to their deeds. After traveling many hard and dusty days, you and your faithful companion arrive at last in the fabled forest town, which waits beneath the long shadow of the gate. Within these walls lies the path to infinite adventure. It is here that you will test your worth, and perhaps find fortune and glory along the way. It is here that you will determine your fate.
Okay. Rather nice intro. Here we have our boss, which is randomly generated for each character. And looks like we have to go to level 46. Now, the game is a Diablo clone, and it takes more to Diablo 1 than it does to Diablo 2, where you have one big dungeon that in this game is infinite, or near infinite.
Your journey has begun.
But you have a main quests and side quests that you can do. In shops and stuff. Or I should turn that off.
You look like you know a bargain when you see one.
There we go. So there's a few features that make this stand out from Diablo 1. But in total, like, this is I would say it's a lesser game than Diablo 2, although the 3D and everything is pretty cool.
You have received the quest.
We should pick up some quests before we go down into the dungeons. Our villagers are interesting. We have a zombie.
You have received a task.
Some dudes, a penguin guy, and I believe there is a couple goblins. Yeah, they don't give you quests though. And then there should be like a wolf dude or something running around.
A fine day.
You have received the quest.
Okay, that's a nice selection of quests actually.
How may I help you?
This lady will sell you spells and staves and gems and decent stuff. Nothing you can really afford. You can't really afford anything early on. This guy sells you healing stuff.
Fine day to you.
You notice the, oh yeah, this guy will tell you what
Yes, traveler.
the final boss is, what floor he's on. If you notice that fishing rod that was in the store, that's one of the unique things to this game, is that there's a fishing mini-game, and that comes in handy with the pet, which is another unique thing, is your companion pet. You can get fish off of random drops though, so we don't need to waste time fishing. You can also get some unique items and random items through fishing, so it's not terrible to just spend some time doing that.
You have learned a new spell.
Spells are easy, they're just right-click. You can set them to hotkeys, and you have this menu to switch between them. You can only have so many spells at a time. But you can replace them to get a new one at any time. So there's 4 games in this series, but only 3 of them matter. The
quest is completed.
Yeah, I see we did one of the quests. Only one of them matter because one is just a repeat of the other. Whoa, that's questionable, but I guess we'll use it. Once I level up, I'll explain leveling and stuff. There's no classes in this game, it's really simplified in that sense, where you can do anything. Kind of like Skyrim versus Oblivion or Morrowind. Map. There we go. Tab key lets me have a auto map on, kind of similar to Diablo again. This thing attacks really slow. It's kind of bad.
You are exhausted.
And yeah, running stamina is kind of bad too. Fortunately, we have stamina potions. And potions are pretty plentiful at the beginning of the game, so don't be afraid to use a bunch. So, your pet, like I explained earlier, you can change their form with fish. They have their own inventory with jewelry slots. And they level up alongside you. They have their own bar of experience. So if they run out of health, they don't necessarily die, but they will stop receiving experience, I believe. It's a really nice treasure room in here. A bunch of stuff that I can't do anything with. You can dual wield, but I don't recommend doing that early on because it ends up making you do less damage than more. I think. Or it's like not as efficient. You have to well, I'm about to level up here. I'll explain leveling once I get to it. Boom.
You have been granted new skills.
Alright, so we have our first level. Every time you level, you get 5 points for your stats and 2 points in your skills. Now, skills, I don't usually level any of these early on unless if I know exactly what kind of class or what I'm trying to play. Stats, though, are kind of flexible. You can put a lot in anything and be fine. I think we're gonna go dexterity because dexterity is really good early on. Extra dodge and hit chance and crit. It doesn't say crit, but it does matter. Strength is just purely damage, and also you need it to equip more heavier equipment. Vitality is just life and stamina. It's kind of useful, but you mostly get it from enchanted equipment and not really from leveling it. And then magic is really good too. Your magic skill actually increases the damage your spells do, which is really good for spellcasters. You can stuff a ton of points in magic and do tons of damage. Another good thing is, so these skills increase your damage and attack rating, which is your accuracy basically. But then you can get down to critical strike, which is really good. You should at least put a few points in there. Spell casting, which actually decreases the speed. You can cast spells crazy fast, which is really nice. Dual wielding, which increases damage. Like I said, makes dual wielding more efficient, and you should put points in that if you're actually gonna do dual wielding. Shield battle skill, which is why you shouldn't use dual wielding, is because shield battle can outright block attacks, which is really important. Because if you block an attack, you negate the entire damage. Attack magic, defense magic, and charm magic, that just increases how strong those spells are. Whether it be damage or just like how much health you restore from a healing spell or something. Charm magic, you have spells like Town Portal spell. You need a certain amount of charm magic skill the deeper you are in the dungeon to catch or cast the spell. So we're gonna go with shield battle spell, I think, and crit, because those are really good. Oh, dexterity increases your attack speed, not your crit, I think. Like, having a high dexterity is really important. Magic spells are good. You want to cast those because your magic restores itself pretty fast in this game.
You are exhausted.
Unfortunately, the stamina thing is kind of annoying, but that can be fixed once you get magic for the restore stamina spell, which is really nice that it exists. I should put this on here and equip it. There's no gem like Smasher or something. You can't combine gems in this game like you can in Diablo 2, so there's no point to holding on to gems. You either sell them or use them. Mostly sell them. I think I'm gonna go back on the 3rd floor once I do all 3 quests. Whoa, big mana potion. That slow spell is really nice. It really helps with making enemies not attacking as often. Also, my pet's really nice too. would have thought I would have come across a shield by now, but I guess not. Jewelry, for the most part, is pretty useless until you get some nice enchanted stuff. In fact, I don't think there's any jewelry that gives stats on its own. Unless if it's enchanted. Oh, right. Okay, so these altars, sometimes there's random objects like this that can spawn, and they're kind of like in Diablo, but activating them can sometimes give you downsides. This can either increase or decrease your stats. And that one increased my stats, which is really nice. There's also a chance that it can just summon a random monster. And it's not like a basic monster, but a really goofy one that is got like magic effects on them and stuff. But they usually end up dropping really nice stuff too. So this is good. Magic Anvil, it's another one of those random things. Ooh. So this could be good, or it could be bad. But I don't know if I want to enchant that, or if I want to enchant one of these.
Fate has favored you.
Okay. That wasn't too useful. A socketed
You have gained
jewelry is nice,
skill.
but really, really easy to get hold of. So, wahoo. Crit. Yeah, crit raises exponentially, so while increasing the crit is nice early on, it won't be that useful once we put it like 40 or so points in it. And that's one of those legendary enemies I was talking about. You can tell if they have like a red glow and a purple name tag. And you can see all of their buffs and weaknesses they have. Sometimes they have weaknesses.
The quest is completed.
He didn't drop anything. That's a shame. But he was a quest boss, which means we might get a reward once we turn in that quest. I didn't read what the reward was. You have another, so to go with experience points, you have another
Your pet has increased in power.
thing called fame. And fame is important. Increasing your fame level actually increases your skill. So it gives you skill points, but it doesn't give you stats. And it makes it so better items and stuff come from shops. You can buy better gear. Gloves, that's really nice.
Will you tempt fate?
And we got a boss monster. Yeah, ranged weapons are really broken in this too. You can, most of the time, you can kite enemies around. That covers mostly everything. Sometimes you'll find a shop down in the dungeon. It can either be just a gear shop or a fish shop, which fish shops are not really the best to come across, but at least you can sell your gear if your bags are full.
You have gained in experience and skill.
Finally, a shield. That's really good. I was thinking about using lance, polearm, spears. Yeah, I was thinking about using
You
spears.
are exhausted.
With a shield. Not a terrible thing to go with. I could also go with swords, which are also pretty good. Dual swords is actually kind of nice. If you're wanting to play like a spellcaster, you're mostly going to be going with staves, because staves can increase your magic skills by a lot. They tend to have a lot of stats in those. Speaking of, here is one that gives you extra charm. Which is really nice. Other nice thing is your pet having all these inventory slots that you can fill up. And as you can see from the send pet to town buttons, you can actually make your pet go away and he'll sell everything in his inventory other than the jewelry he has equipped. And that can take from a few seconds to a few minutes depending upon how deep you are in the dungeon, but it's nice that it exists anyway. Whoa. Headgear. Don't want to equip something that we don't have identified though, because it could end up lowering our stats and we won't know it until we get it identified. So yeah, not all gear is enchanted gear is good. Some of it has downgrades. Some of them are laughably bad, to where they can actually make you die in 2 hits. And then on the other hand, you can find incredible combos with enchanted gear. There's not really an upper limit to how much something can be enchanted, like there is. I've tested it, but for the most part, you're not gonna realistically reach that.
Your pet has increased in power. You are overburdened.
There's no inventory sort in this game. There are in the later games. So it's a shame, but also it's fine. You know, that club is nice, but the spear is way better. I think we cleared out this dungeon floor. Let's go down to the next one. Finish the quest, and then immediately go back up. Nice. Socketed club is good. Antidote won't actually... Yeah, it won't be useful until way later, but it is a few extra gold. Still debating on whether I should use swords or spears. So, what is our quest? Get the legendary item. The quests are really simple. There's no, like, quests where you have to escort, I don't think, but there are quests where you have to find a rare item on a certain floor. And it's not hard to find, but if you really like the item, you can end up keeping it and cancel the quest.
You are overburdened.
There's no downside to doing so, you just don't get the quest rewards. So it's nice that you have options. What was that? Bruh.
You feel refreshed.
clubs are really, really, really bad, so I don't want them at all. Yo, it's the items that we need, and a bunch of annoying enemies. Oh yeah, the soundtrack in this game is really nice. Like, it's
The
pretty good
quest
ambience.
is completed.
And here's one fish. Not a permanent fish, though. Some fish are temporary, but there's other fish that actually last forever and permanently change your pet. There's a fish that changes its pet though, so don't worry about that. Jeez, our attack is kind of bad. Okay, let's go back to town now that we have all 3 quests done. So, this lady will heal you.
Refreshed. Your pack is full. You have gained in experience and skill.
Strength bonus. Might as well as increase her magic. Charm. Charm is good. Sure. Identification.
You have received a task.
There's no NPC that identifies items for us. Ruby Stone Ring. Nice defense bonus. This penguin guy will actually enchant items, but how well he enchants them depends upon your fame, so try to at least get some good fame before you start to rely on using him. Also, it's really expensive. Surprised this lady isn't selling stuff. There's shortcuts to like sell things from your pet's inventory, and as you can see, you can sell things straight to the NPC, which is really, really convenient. Yeah, I don't think there's an NPC that enchants or identifies items. You have to do that on your own.
What can I do for you?
It's fine though, because this is really cheap. Not bad. Really don't need that. Oh yeah, that's trash. Ooh. Like that.
A fine day to you.
Lots of stuff to buy. So you can, like, buy a bunch of identify scrolls and just drop them into the book. Do that with town portal scrolls too, it's really nice.
Have I got a deal for
Okay,
you?
so different shopkeepers. This guy sells you random items, and he's just the general shop guy. We already went over the magic spell lady and the healing potion guy. There's 2 more shopkeepers.
Welcome, friend.
You have received a task.
Interesting that this guy is exactly the same as this other guy. but no question.
Well met.
What did I just get? What the heck? Okay.
Well, I've got plenty for sale, so I do, eh?
You have received a task.
Nice. Two of my quests are on the same floor.
You don't find a better deal than in my shop.
This guy only sells gear, but really good gear. We should definitely get some armor though, because I don't want to get fucked. Okay, that's good enough. And then this guy
Everything here is a bargain.
Gambler.
You mark my words.
Gambling is just like in Diablo 2, where this guy will sell you, maybe Diablo 1. I don't remember if Diablo 1 has a gambler or not. He'll sell you random items that are crazy expensive, but once you buy them, their effects are revealed, and you might actually get an incredibly good item or an incredibly bad item. Usually though, if an item is cheap, then it's bad, like this cap. Yeah, really, really bad. But if an item is expensive, like this sword, usually tends to be good. Definitely better than what we have right now.
May the light shine upon you.
Do you have... haste spell's good, but I can't really use it. Along with your pet, you also have summon spells, which are really cool. You can summon 6 spiders, which is really nice. And their strength depends upon your charm spell. Yeah, I think you can only have 6 at a time, but later games increase that cap. Definitely want the heal spell though. This one is really nice.
You have learned a new spell.
Pretty convenient.
You
Alright, let's
step
go back
into
into
the
the
portal.
dungeon. Might as well just go down the next floor. I mean, we might... That's pretty loud. This floor might screw us over. We are kind of under-leveled, I think. Or under-geared. But we'll see.
You have triggered a trap.
Once you go down far enough, the floors kind of reset and are generated randomly again. There's no set floors either, so there's that. And we're starting to crit now. Swords are really good for crits, for sure. Sunstone, nice.
Your pet has grown more skilled.
We can't level up our pet though. Their stats are automatically just set up. Dang. Those gloves are cool because they have spikes on them. Some of the gear designs are kind of cool. Do we regenerate health over time? No, we don't. Yeah, look at how slow that is, and look at how much health that restored. That was barely anything, and it took almost half of our magic.
You are exhausted.
None of these floors are impossible, though, but I've never come across an impossible floor. Which is good. It means algorithm they use for generating these are set up really well. shame this never got a console port, but at the same time I don't think that would even be possible. Ouch. Yeah, those guys can cast spells. It's not very nice. Some gemstones and enchanted items have elemental damage. And they have a cool elemental effect on them. And yeah, those guys flee at low health. It's kind of annoying. Oh, I think when you send your pet up to go sell items, he doesn't sell them for the full price. But I'm not too sure about that. Don't quote me. Overall, this game gives off a very, like, Fable vibe. It's not the same, obviously, but same cartoony, like, art style. Yo, resist ice spell. We can't cast it, but I like finding spells. Even if they're, like, useless. I don't think resist ice is very good.
Sprung the trap.
If it's something like resist physical damage, that's good. I think there's resist magic as well.
You were poisoned.
Ouch. Oh, I wish I picked up that antidote from earlier. You can check your debuffs somewhere. Right there. Light hand axe. Shares the same model and stuff with the hatchet. So it's a little bit confusing to tell them apart at first. I believe this one's the superior one though, so it's fine. Yeah, the gear designs in this game are really good. Later on. Is my pet dead? No? Okay. That guy just fled. Okay, never mind, he came back.
You feel healthy.
Same way as how you can make your pet go to shops, you can make your pet, like, drink
Will you tempt fate?
fountains. What? I wanted gemstones. That statue, tear out its, like, eyes, and you get 2 gemstones that match. And you can get really good gemstones, or you can get a random monster like this. This guy is beefy. Oh no, he just has resistance to my weapon. Well, what am I supposed to do? Oh shoot. Oh. Okay, nice ice resistance. Yeah. The AI isn't always the best. This is good. It's not insanely superior, but I like it way more. Also, this is really good. Percent stat bonuses are very, very valuable. Oof. And our healing spell actually heals a decent amount. Relatively. Too bad our sword does bad damage, but it's worth it, trust me. I guess we'll go sword and shield. I mean, that's really, really basic, but we could do some more interesting builds in the later games. The later games have cool stuff. Later 2 games. Not gonna play the second one, because the second one is just the third one with less stuff.
Your stamina is low.
I guess you can see the third one as an
Fate
expansion over the
smiles
second
upon
one. Whoa, sunstones. Not even like inferior quality sunstones. Fire damage is epic. Except that's not fire, that's holy damage. Still really good.
You have sprung a trap.
Why are you fleeing?
Your health is dangerously low.
These guys are doing a lot of damage.
Your pet
That's
is
not
fleeing.
good. Also, my pet is almost dead. One thing that would have been really nice for this game is multiplayer, but that doesn't exist. The later game has a sort of form of multiplayer, but it's not really. What it was is that, oh, you can have your friend's character show up as a companion.
You are exhausted.
But you two couldn't actually play the same game
You
at
have
the same
sprung
time.
a trap.
At these prices, it's practically stealing.
Yo! What has this guy got? Okay. Yeah, that star usually signifies that you need a fame level, but the fame level on this is too low. Or the... whatever. So, star means that it has better stats. Hence the superior. So if I were to have a leather vest and a superior leather vest with a star on it, you know which one would be better. Nice. Axes. Axes are pretty hard-hitting.
Your pet is fleeing.
They're like a nice mix of, axes are a nice mix of hammers and swords. Ouch.
You have gained in experience and skill.
Okay, we need sword. Sword skill. Attack and damage. That's really good. That'll help us a lot. So nice that we found this guy here. And a treasure room. Nice. Coming across these like rooms that have a bunch of loot in them is pretty common, and it's also really nice when that happens. Yo! That's not terrible. That's not good.
I've got deals nobody can touch.
guys are dropping actual garbage. Another convenient thing is that using the there it is. With number lock off, you can rotate the camera a little bit, which is kind of cool.
I've got deals nobody can touch.
Gives nice perspective. I think there's a... So this game does have cheat codes. Not that they're that useful. It's way better to edit the game's files, because this game is incredibly moddable. But... there is a cheat code that lets you basically have free reign over the camera, which is really cool. Plus, you can zoom in a decent amount as well. I mean, I don't recommend zooming in like this, but it looks pretty. So I'm gonna go to the stairs, and I'm going to cut off the episode and start a new one. And in the next episode, I'll explain some more stuff while playing the game. So, see you next time.